Kick the sugar cravings with less struggle and master the mental side. Welcome so much. So, how many of you have said, "Oh, I just have a sweet tooth. Oh, I just have sugar cravings. I was just born with it. This is just how it is." Almost like there's really nothing you can do about it. And it's either just a question of white knuckle misery or uh, just saying this is just how it is and indulging in whatever you want. Um, which seems like it has some benefits, right? But there is obviously the downstream impact of what it does to your body. So let's talk about how to master those sugar cravings. So drop a comment if you struggle with sugar cravings. Drop the word sugar if that's you. Let's first talk about the biological side because this can really help with a lot of it. So many people that I have worked with have found that their sugar cravings really disappear once they master this side of it. And what that is eating for blood sugar balance. So, eating for blood sugar stabilization. So, I'm not talking to people who are diagnosed with type 1 or type 2 diabetes. This is really just powerful information for everybody to reduce inflammation, to reduce the sugar cravings, to make it easier to increase your metabolism. So many benefits to this information. So let's talk about that. How do you eat for blood sugar balance? It's basically an easy way to remember this concept is PFC every 3 is one way to do it. So PFC. So somebody, if you're watching this, somebody drop that in the comments. PFC every 3. So basically, simply what that means, PFC stands for protein, healthy fat, and carbs. But I want to dive into that a little bit more. So, protein, pretty simple. I think we all know what protein is, and I'll talk a little bit more about how to know what's in each category. Thank you so much. So PFC every 3. So we have protein. Thank you so much, whoever that is, for dropping that in the comments. So we have protein, we have healthy fat. Now, the C is one that I want to just mention really quickly. A lot of times people hear the word carbs and they're like, oh, cool, sweet chips. I can have all the chips, all the bread. What that C really means is high fiber carbs. So if you're watching this, somebody drop that in the comment for me, high fiber carbs. So it's really not um, junk carbs, it's high fiber carbs. Now, if you master the blood sugar stabilization, you can have a little bit of the junk carbs now and then. You can have a little bit of the sugar now and then. We'll talk about the mental aspect in a minute, but you have to master the PFC every 3. So that's protein, healthy fat, and carbs, but the carbs is really high fiber carbs. Another way to think about it is PFF so that your brain doesn't say, ooh, carbs. I'm just going to go for all of the snack foods, right? So now you might be thinking, what the heck is how do I know what foods are the P, what foods are the F, what foods are the C? Well, I've got you covered. I have all of the resources for you in my group. Just type the word group and I will get you in there. And I have some resources you can download, some graphics you can download right onto your phone that will show you what are the food sources that are dense protein, what are the food sources that are healthy fat, what are the food sources that are high fiber carbs, and you can use that to combine them. This resource also includes the portion sizes for each of those with super easy hand guides. Super easy. Breads, birdseed. Yeah, right. What we want is high fiber carbs. So I have those resources right in my group. If you're not in my group, drop the word group and we'll get you in there. So that's how you know what it is to eat. And then the every 3 is pretty simple. Every 3. So we want to keep our blood sugar steady. Now, you can go longer than 3 hours. There are a lot of people who do that. where maybe they are only having 3 meals a day. So if you really did PFC every 3, you'd be eating typically 3 meals and 2 snacks in a day, which is awesome because you never go hungry and you can be eating a lot, eating as much as you want, and you're not gonna be feeling hunger during the day. But some people want to have more space between those meals. It is another way to do intermittent fasting. So that's something that you can do as well. But PFC every 3, super simple. So this is going to keep your blood sugar steady. And if you follow that, the cravings for most people after 3 weeks just disappear. Okay, so that is the biological side of things. The reason why that works is that when we eat, our body breaks the food down and it hits our blood sugar. And then our blood sugar, depending on what we're eating, can be skyrocketing. And then it's going to come down just as quickly. And when it comes down, that's when our body says, it's an emergency. I need some quick carbs. I need some sugar right now. So if we're staying steady all day long, it really conquers those cravings, as well as so many other benefits that I talked about at the top in terms of lowering your inflammation, body aches go down, metabolism is faster, so many different things. So PFC every 3. So get in the group, get that resource. That's what you want to do there. That's the biological side. Now you also have to master the mental side, because there definitely is a mental side to sugar as well. So for a lot of people, mastering the physical side really takes care of 80% of the craving. It really takes care of so much of it. But there is still, for some people, a little bit on the mental side, because we may have used sugar to help us feel better in the past. Maybe if there was a stressful situation, that's what I used to do. If I'd have a bad day at work, I would either go down to the cafeteria or go to the bakery and say, "Oh, what's the biggest, gnarliest piece of cake that I can find?" Right? Because I had a bad day and I deserve it. And really, what do I do? Do I deserve inflammation and pain and all the other issues? No, but I was using it to feel better for a short amount of time, to feel better for like 5 minutes, right? Which is really not a long-term solution. We also do know that sugar does create serotonin, which is the feel-good neurotransmitter in the brain. So sometimes our brain kind of gets used to sugar, so we have a little sugar, it makes serotonin. Our brain's like, ooh, that's good. Well, now we need a little bit more sugar to make the serotonin, the same amount of serotonin. And then we need more sugar to make the same amount of serotonin, and more and more and more. And that's how it goes. But guess what? We can make serotonin from the PFC as well. So if you're hitting all 3 of those PFC, you will make your own serotonin. So how do we master the mental side? So the best way to master the mental side is awareness. So everything starts with awareness. So it's really being aware of your cravings, aware of, ooh, I'd really like to have a piece of cake. Ooh, I just put that cookie in my mouth and I didn't even think about it, you know. So wherever you're starting with awareness, even if it's awareness after the fact, that is still a win, because that awareness will shift. Even if it starts out after the fact of looking back and, oh, I did that, and you can move that awareness up over time to be more aware of like right before, or to be aware of the craving or any of those things, then that is going to be a win and you should celebrate that. So it starts with awareness, but it also, we need to be able to reframe how we are thinking about sugar. So our brain will serve up that same thought that, oh, this is going to fix things, or this is just what we do at this time of day. Our brain is going to serve those up, and we need to be able to reframe and talk back to those thoughts. So we need to be able to have the data to say, nope, this is what that sugar is actually doing to me. So what the health issues are. Or no, we certainly can eat. Doesn't necessarily have to be that. So that is a really important piece too of learning how to talk back to our thoughts. And that's a huge piece of it that'll be part of our upcoming 6 weeks to wellness. And we'll be doing more work on that in our group as well. So if you need more group with more help with working on the mindset piece, then make sure you get into our group, drop the word group, and someone will get you into that group. And the mindset piece is so, so, so important, not just for sugar, but really for every area of our life. To be consistent with every area of our life, we need awareness. We need to be able to talk back to our thoughts. So that's going to be a key that will help you in so many different areas. So those are two different resources that you can get in our group and some food for thought to help you start to master the sugar craving. So I'll see you in the group.